All right, here we go. Project time once again. Back on the yellow EV1, yellow 34. I searched last night for 3 hours. I could not find any information on what I'm about to do. I want to change the suction intake system, so it's this little thing. So it's a suction tube that goes from the mass air sensor down into the turbo. It's restricted, it's stock, it's rubber, it's that corrugated nasty little plastic thing. So I'm gonna change that out. I did order this from, where is this from? This is from RHD Japan. I've ordered this thing from RHD maybe a year ago. Only now I'm getting a chance to get around to putting this thing in. The whole build, everything that I'm doing was kind of planned out. I wanted to hit a horsepower goal of 400 horsepower, and I subsequently bought the things I need to accomplish that goal. So I'll show you guys throughout the video. Also too, the 34 will be getting its own GTR like kit. There's a couple companies. There's Urus, there's eSpare. I think eSpare went out of business. But this guy in Japan, Freedom Designs, I'll show you guys some pictures. I'll probably try to add some pictures into the video. You know what, I'll put them up right now. All those parts are made from one person in Japan. It takes a while. It takes maybe a couple months to make each kit. He painstakingly makes molds of real OEM factory Nismo parts from Nismo, Japan. The craftsmanship, attention to detail that this guy takes is unreal. It's the true way that the Japanese people did. They do not cut corners. They take such pride with every little detail, every little fitment of this thing. And yes, it was made, like I said, from real Nismo parts, so it should fit almost, hopefully, like factory. But only time will tell. I'll see when I get the parts. It's gonna rain. In fact, it is raining a little. So anyway, back to the build. I could not find anything online anywhere in foreign countries. There was a couple videos in Japan, but I don't speak Japanese and I don't understand Japanese, so it was really, really useless to me. Anyway, let me get to the unboxing. This is an HKS intake. It's a real HKS intake. So let me do the unboxing and get going with this project. All right, so let's see what I have. Okay, first thing, I need to dump out all this foam thing. It's gonna blow all over the place. I need to get rid of that first. All right, let's see what we got in here. Not too sure what this is. And this is the actual suction piece, I guess. Let me take a look. Wow. Okay, I guess this is just a little letter saying thank you for your purchase. Here is the real problem. The problem is that everything is in Japanese. Literally every single thing. Every single page. That means I have to use my phone, Google Translate every little piece, and I don't know how that's gonna work out. I don't know if the translation is gonna be correct, whatever. But I'll try it out, see what happens. The first thing I'm gonna do is, I guess, inventory everything. From what the translation said, the bottom part is an inventory. I will check everything out. And then we'll try to go one by one and see what happens. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I don't know, let's try it out. So the first thing the instructions say to do is remove all the stock intake parts, then pre-assemble the suction kit. So time lapse, I'm gonna remove all this stuff and we'll see what happens. All right, so something I just realized, I took off the intercooler pipes, but I noticed that you do need to take everything off, and it doesn't really say that in the instructions. So the top cover has to come off. Whatever this pipe is, I guess this is the recirculator for the blow off. The top intake suction pipe thing has to come off. So pretty much everything has to come off. They don't really tell you that in the instructions. I had to figure it out on my own. So add to the time lapse, take everything off. All right, I think I was able to unbolt and unscrew everything. It was a pain in the butt. 25 years of being on the car, the fasteners, everything was miserable. I just have to yank that intake suction off, and that should be it, hopefully. It's finally out. Holy cows, it is finally out. That was miserable. Getting this thing out was a hell of a time. Let me see what the instructions say to do next. I think it says to pre-assemble everything. I need to use my phone, Google Translate, and see what the next step is. Okay, so according to my Google Translate, the next step is to pre-assemble the piping. The piping is not labeled, so you kind of got to go by the pictures to see what it looks like. Find the correct couplers and hose clamps. I don't know. Let me try it out and I'll see what happens. I think I have it pre-assembled. Now the next step, from what Google Translate said to do, is not on here. The instructions show very vague information, but the old-fashioned way is just look at the pictures, see if you can figure it out. So with that, this is what I figured. I'll bring these pipes with me. So according to the instructions, sort of, my instructions, my thinking, the next step is to put this in. At the same time, you need to swap out this piece, and it goes right here. Then we need to assemble this piece, which is going to go onto the suction, intake suction pipe thing. So, time lapse again. Let me fight with this and we'll see if it comes out all right. All right, I guess the next thing to do is to put the intercooler pipes back on, mass air sensor, air flow meter. I think that's it. So let me put everything back together and I'll be right back. Okay, so I also noticed in the instructions that it said I needed to do a couple things with this little valve. What I also noticed in the instructions, it came with this little coupler. I need to add that on. It came with these hose clamps. I need to add that on. It came with this rubber piece which needs to extend, and you have to cut it in order to connect with that. Then this piece here will connect to here somehow. This goes back into the recirculator for the blow off valve. Let me try to do this and I'll leave the video on so you guys can see what I'm doing. on the next page it says to add this coupler, add that coupler that I did earlier, and the valve cover one. I noticed that there was a lot of oil that came out, so I decide to put my own little whatever oil catch can thing temporarily. Now that everything is set up the way I want it to be, so the instructions say to leave everything loose, totally loose, because if you need to make an adjustment, you need to adjust not just the coupler or the silicone hose, but you need to adjust everything. So leave everything loose, get it the way you want it, then cinch it down. Let me do a quick review of everything, and I'll try to show you guys everything what I did. So the first thing I did was take off the engine cover, take off all these stock intercooler pipes, right? You loosen everything. What you're gonna have to do, I mean, you probably don't have to take this hose off. After you take everything off, what you're gonna do is pre-assemble the actual suction pipe itself. The couplers are pretty self-explanatory. Leave everything loose. There's gonna be a whatever that pipe is and some couplers. Whoa, something fell down. I need to find that. The kit comes with this breather extension. I am going to probably put my own catch can just because of the amount of oil I saw coming out of this thing. Then I'll just cap it off down here. All right, make sure you label which one goes to which vacuum line goes to the turbo actuator. This would have went to the stock inlet, which is going to go back on. We need to put this other extension piece on here. Yeah, other than that, that's it. And now the mass air sensor and the air filter can go back on in this area here. Plug everything in, put your intercooler pipes back on, and that should be it. So I'm gonna fight with this thing, get the intercooler pipes back on, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit. And before I forget, the kit also came with it's like a heat shield type thing, a two-way sticky type. From what I read on the instructions, from what I can decipher, it goes under this pipe here, and that is to protect from the heat shield. The sticky part doesn't really hold it too well, so I am going to put some tie wire on, and that should take care of that. All right, let me finish getting everything back together. All right, I am done. This is what it looks like. It's really not the easiest to see with the lighting and the sun blasting my eyes. Let me see if I can give you a little talk through hint or something, but I will put on the air inlet thing. I still need to put in the cover. Okay, everything is back together. It came out really good. I put the stock air ram direction thing for the air to go back on, and I put the stock engine cover back on. That is it. Everything is perfect. The whole installation was actually pretty easy. The only thing that held me back, or that was really hard, would be the old crusted hosings and pipes and clamps that were just old and frozen. The rubber tubes have been on there for at least 25 years, so they're gonna be stuck. That's the only thing that really gave me some problems. Other than that, it came out super good, really easy. Okay, that only took a little while. 1 second, really quick before I end this video. Everyone knows that the RBs have a bad oiling issue, right? Whether it be oiling through the head and spitting oil through the valve cover, which is why they make a lot of oil catch cans. A decent oil catch can is about $250 to $350, but this is only temporary. I had a bright idea. I had an extra oil catch can, the same oil catch can that I use on the 4Runner, which is only $20, no, $19 on Amazon, and this is what it looks like, and it works. How's this? So really easy. I just interrupted. I left the stock silicone, not stock, but I left the silicone hosing that it came with. Put in a 90. I don't know if you can see that 90, but I put in a 90 right there. Then ran the line from the valve covers into the out to here, going back down into the turbo inlet. So it's gonna look stock. It even works perfect. See? Ta-da! You'll never know the difference. And it mounted so perfectly. All I did was drill out the, well, this is an extra hose. But yeah, it mounted so perfectly. All I did was just drill out the back. I don't know if you can see. I just drilled out the back and I mounted it with the power steering reservoir. The little things that make everything so much better. All right, just wanted to share that really quick thing with you guys. Something that came to my mind. It's only temporary. That's why I don't really care what it looks like. I don't care how much money I spent. It's only $19 from Amazon. I don't care. Well, that wasn't too bad. Not too painful. Pretty easy. Like I said earlier, there was nothing online on the internet or on YouTube as far as how to install these suction turbo inlets. So now there is. This is a first, I think. Anyway, I am done for today. I need to catch you guys on my next project. I have a ton more things to do, so stay tuned. There's a lot more coming. I'll see you guys again on my next project.